Hey boys and girls, it's Mr. Kelly again, and I'm still doing writing with you guys. So yesterday we talked about the different types of letters that we see on this 3-line paper. We have tall letters, we have short letters, and we have letters with a tail. So here's my tall, F. That means it sits on that green line, goes all the way up to the blue. My short letter is like the letter A. It will be on the bottom green line and touch the red dotted line right there. And lastly, I have a letter with a tail, like G's, Y's, P's. They will sit on that green line, but that tail will dig down in that dirt. So that's what we did yesterday. So now today we're going to talk about sentence structure. And what that means is how your sentence should look when you're writing. There are 4 very, very important things when you're doing writing, boys and girls. The first is that every sentence starts with a capital letter. No matter what the word is, your first letter in your sentence needs to be capital. Next, make sure you're writing neatly, because if you can't read it and if I can't read it, it doesn't really matter what it says because no one can read it. Right here, it says make sure you have a finger space, and that means that you have space in between your words so that we know what word ends when the next word begins. So in order to help you do a finger space at home, you might use your pink eraser. So you would write a word, set your pink eraser down, and then write the next one. So that way you have plenty of space in between your words to know that, hey, this is my first word and that's my next one. If you don't have a pink eraser at home, or if you are a left-handed writer, you might want to use a popsicle stick because they are nice and flat. Because when you put that down and then try to write, it won't mess up your handwriting. Mr. Kelly has this little fancy, little fake pink eraser that I can just hold up here because my lines are going to be bigger than your lines. And the final thing that you need to make sure you have in your sentence is a punctuation mark. At the beginning of the year, we're only going to be using that one, and it is called a period. And a period is a little bitty dot that you're going to have at the end of your sentence that lets me know that you are done with your writing. So I'm going to start off my sentence, and I want to say, I'll use my example sentence. It says, I see you. And even though I can't see you right now, I can't wait for when I can see you and look you face to face and teach you some good writing skills. So I'm going to grab my black marker and I'm going to start my sentence with a capital. That means it's going to be a big, tall letter. And as we know, our tall letters go from the top all the way down to that bottom green line. So they are sitting on the ground and they're touching that blue line there at the sky. All right, now I can take my pink eraser and that's going to be my finger space. So I'm going to hold it there with this hand and I'm going to write the word see. Now S-E-E, that's how we spell see. And see, all of those letters are short letters. So I do not have to go up to that top line at all. But you see, boys, girls, see how slowly I'm writing? Making sure that my letters are sitting on the ground, making sure they're touching that dotted line that they're supposed to. I'm not going too fast, I'm not going too slow. I'm doing it just right. And Mr. Clay doesn't have the best handwriting. That's okay. As long as it's neat and easy to read, that's all that matters. So I'll get my pink eraser again, put it there, and now I'm going to write the word you. You has a Y at the beginning, and it is a letter with a tail. And that means that it digs down in that dirt, because that green line, that's my dirt, that's my ground, and that tail is digging down in there. Next, I need a O and a U. Now both of those are short. That means they sit on the ground and they touch the dotted line, and that is all. So once a look, I only have one tall letter in my whole sentence. Which one is it? All right, I hope you guys said I, because that's my only one that goes all the way up. It is the absolute tallest. Everybody else is short. All right, so I need one more thing in my sentence. Can you remember what it is? Think really, really hard. All right, so the last thing I need is a period. And the period lets me know that my sentence is done. I'm finished with that sentence. It looks great. Got my capital. I've got my finger spaces. Everything's written neat. And lastly, I have my period. All right, so now, if you notice, I have 2 lines. So on this next line, that's what I want you to do. Pull out your little journal. It's got black and white speckles on the front, and turn to the first blank page. Or You can use the dry erase sheet in your resource packet, and it's got the little lines look just like this, and you've got a dry erase marker, and I want you to practice writing this next sentence with me. So I'm gonna give you a few seconds to get all those materials out. Hopefully they're sitting right next to you and just raring to go. But if not, get them now. You need your dry erase marker and your clear little pocket that's got the lines inside your little folder, or you need that composition journal and a pencil. So whoever's helping this child right now, grab one of those two things. It doesn't matter which one. Give y'all a second. All right, now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And if you're not ready, that's okay. Just kind of catch up as when you can. Now for this one, I'm gonna write this exact same sentence. And I want you guys to follow along and do it with me. All right, so at first, it starts with a capital, I-C-U. So my first word is going to be capital. So let's write it. Boom, boom. All right, so I got my capital letter. All right, guardians, whoever's watching, make sure they're touching the top and they're touching the bottom. No floating letters, none of that. All right, next, grab your pink eraser. You can use your finger, popsicle stick if you have it, and you're going to set it down so you know that you need to put plenty of space in between this word and the next one. So my next word is C. Hope you guys remember that from kindergarten. So S. And I can take that down because I've got that one already. E. E. All right. I-C. All right. Pink eraser again. Now I'm going to write the word U. Y. Dig down in that dirt. Don't forget it's got a tail. O. U. All right. I-C-U. And the last thing we need is that oh so important period. All right, so now we're going to do one last thing. I want you to go back and touch your words and read with me. I-C-U. I-C-U. Does that sentence make sense? It does. So when you guys start writing on your own, make sure that you go back and read every once in a while. Make sure it makes sense and doesn't sound weird. Make sure that when the person's reading your writing, they know what you're trying to say. Parents, guardians, daycare workers, if I went too fast, feel free to pause the video, go back and do it again, or just model it with them. But I want you to really, really focus on making sure that they have these four things. Capitals in the front. It's written neatly. That means that everything's sitting on the ground, touching where it's supposed to be. Finger spaces, and punctuation. Make sure they have all four of these things before you go on. You can practice with sight words, you can practice with any word that you can think of, but just model it for them. That means you write it and make them copy you. Make it look just perfect, because this is the best way to make sure they don't form any bad habits before they come to school. And it's going to make writing for us so much easier on us and on them. All right, so this is my last thing for today. I will come back and see you guys tomorrow, and we're going to do one more writing for this week. I hope you're enjoying it so far. I'll see y'all then.